Similar, guys. So an interesting question that I got asked on Instagram around religion. So if you guys have been checking my social media, every single Sunday I've been going to a different church in Joburg. So I went to Rivers, CRC, Elokshiniye, Universal, Gracie. So I've been to different churches. And the question I was asked, Guti, am I Christian again? Like, am I Christian again? You know, I've had comments around, obviously, like Amachita, when they joke, Guti, the moment I get into church in Zuvele, you know, burn, you know. Guys, I want to be very honest. I'm not Christian. I might become Christian later. I don't know. I was baptized Roman Catholic. I know the church very, very well. You know, in Newcastle we went to St. Peter's and Paul, Sane AFM Faith Mission Matateni. So I understand the church, and I've had my own journey of religion. I then did this thing, you know, when you get like trying to learn certain things, and you start trying to challenge status quo, where you read the Bible through and through, and then you start challenging, you know, about atheist, and I'm at a point where I'm like, nah, fuck it. Because if you're an atheist, that means you don't believe in God, you know, of which I believe in God. It's just that I don't have a box or a label that you can put me in. Hence why on Instagram I've said, guys, invite me to your synagogue, invite me to your mosque, invite me wherever you may praise, invite me there, you know, because one thing I do know is that I don't know. You know, one thing that I do know is that there are millions of human beings smarter than me. Therefore, there must be a divine energy power that is smarter than all of us. So I get that, and I truly believe in that. But it's so interesting because I challenge Christianity a lot. Because it's the religion I know. It's the religion that I grew up in. It's the religion that I've studied, you know. And I've always called Christians out, you know, because Christianity is like... Christians, generally speaking, are the most useless group of human beings when it comes to their religion and their practicing of religion. Christians are like me and ukusapota Pirates. So abangazi, I'm a Pirates and I'm a Man United fan. But I'm the Pirates fan that wears Kaizer Chiefs tops. I'm a Pirates fan that can't name the coach. I can't name 3 players about the Pirates. Pirates. I'm a Man United fan who hasn't watched 10 minutes of Man United in the past 10 years. That's how Christians see religion. You know, oh no, I don't church, but I'm Christian. How is that different from saying, Guti, I go to gym, but I don't go to gym? Or, oh, I'm a runner, but I don't run. I can't claim that, hey, I work at Absa Bank, but you don't. You know, these are all organizations that you need to, you know, really put in the hard yards. And that's my gripe with Christianity. You know, if I talk to some of my friends who are Muslim, they practice, they pray 5 times a day, they go to mosque, they don't eat pork, they don't drink, you know, they practice their religion. You know, it's not I'm trying to be cool just by saying it. I don't have any just saying I'm Muslim for Muslim's sake friends. I don't have friends that are Jewish because they say they are Jewish. No, it's people that actually they on Friday, the Shabbat, they go to, they read their Torah. I'm talking about people that practice their religions. You know, so when I've been on this journey, reading, learning, growing, I just hear the fakest as Christians. And I'm like, this is why so many people are moving away from this religion. You know, this is why. But Pensino, fuck that. If anything, moving away from Christianity, if you are raised Christian, moving away from Christianity is actually going to bring you closer to the path and the steps of Jesus. We had this conversation with my brother around if Jesus actually existed in today's time, you motherfuckers would kill him. You would put him in prison because of how he moves. So again, you guys aren't Christians, the ones that do go to church, in the sake of learning, growing, and becoming closer to him. You guys are going there for a system. I've been to church after church after church after church, and I'm looking at the different systems that are happening. I'm like, for many of these churches, it's like a cool activity old age home for all Goko to meet every Sunday, or it is a space for young hip people to meet, on a Sunday to feel good about themselves. It's almost like Amachita post watching sports, like sitting in a bar and reminiscing about those good old days when they thought they were good at sports. It's the same bullshit. And I'm like, you guys are sitting here in this room talking about doing, but not doing. Christianity, like any other religion, is a practicing religion. I've got friends about Hashem. Those guys don't fuck around. They don't fuck around. So if you are Hashem, invite me. I want to go. I want to experience it. I want to learn. Because I'm going there to learn. And I'm like, I mean, these systems are bullshit. And all they're teaching you is to align with the system. Dress like this, speak like this, sing like this, walk like this. And if you then fall outside of the system, you are sinning. If anything, Jesus is the biggest sinner. Just by association. The people that he hung around with, if people in your church saw the people, if you hung around the same type of people or the same crew as Jesus, they judge you. Jesus going into temples, there's scripture about him going and kicking and vandalizing and whatever the case may be. Imagine the arrogance. This guy calling himself God. The fuck? Like, imagine like a Kanye West calling himself God? A Charlemagne the God? How my brother calls himself God? So when this guy calls himself God at the time, they kill him. They kill him. Where would you get the balls to do the same shit? Like, this guy was a rebel in every single way, going against status quo, going against the system of the time. Meanwhile, you Christians, whatever the case is, are falling in line with the system. Goes against this guy, goes against his teachings. He used to talk and walk the walk. You guys in your favor, nya choncha, nya corrupt, nya dagwa, woo, it's crazy, but it's been such a journey going from church to church, because I'm a firm believer in eat the meat, spit out the bones. Therefore, take what you can utilize and discard what you don't. Because at every single church, there's been so many beautiful messaging. There'll be so many beautiful lessons that I'll take out. I'll go to this church and the way the pastor will talk, so elegantly or eloquently on a topic, and I'll just take, okay, I can take that, I can take that, I can take that, I can apply it in my life. I go to a different church. The person who's sings the most beautiful. I like the melody. And again, I'm just taking. I go to a different church. I look at the design. I take what I need. And it's been so crazy because I go to these churches with my mom, and we discuss in the car before and in after. What are the lessons that we can take? What is it that the nuggets that we can put on our tool belts that we can utilize to grow and become better versions of ourselves? So for me, my journey of this Christianity or going to these churches is to grow, to learn, to kind of learn more about the world around me, learn about myself. But at the same time, because I am human, I'm judging them bitch ass Christians. Fuck them. No ways. You sit there, you sit there, like you're on your phone. Like, you say something, but you're on your phone, like the whole time. You say something, but I was like, take a picture of the screen if they put a verse. Take a picture of the praise and worship, a little section, sharp. Then focus. Once the pastor starts preaching, fucking listen to what they're saying. Nah, fam. Abantu bafuna ukujola esontweni. Abantu benza the most immoral thing esontweni. There's people that literally go from the joel, to the church. What are you hearing? I remember in varsity, I used to go to lectures just for the sake of going to lectures. I used to sit in a lecture and learn nothing, but I was there taking. I went to a lecture. I left the lecture just as dumb as I was entering it. You guys come to the church drunk. You guys come to the church to check if she's there, to see. You come to the church to see who's wearing what. You guys come, hey, Benson, can we take a selfie? Fam, after service. Before, after, not during. Fuck you thinking about? Like, again, it's just so crazy. And I'm learning, and I'm not learning, I'm reminded about the journey and the system of Christianity when I'm going back. I wish I could do a video where I'm also unpacking Islam, or I'm unpacking Judaism, or unpacking Buddhism, surely some of you guys will invite me to your spaces. But please continue. I'm learning. And as I'm saying, there's a lot of great things that I take. I eat the meat and I spit out the bones, you know. But again, when it comes to this, I'm trying to align myself as close to Jesus as I can, you know, or as close to Muhammad as I can, or as close to Buddha as I can. And all these people were going against status quo. Ushembe himself was going against status quo. You know, he was going against the current belief of so many systems in order to establish who he was and his system and how people have followed. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to find my lane. I'm trying to identify who I am, and I'm trying to say, I am working in the image of him, whoever him is. And if I get to the point where the other side, me, who's a kind, loving, genuine, honest person, if he says I must go to hell, I'll say, deuces, but my understanding of this shit is that the more I find myself, the more I do good, the more I do kind, the more I love as honest as I can, the more I align myself with him. Be a rebel when it's time to be a rebel, be aggressive when it's time to be aggressive, push a certain narrative. That is me finding who I need to be. That is me finding my journey. This is me finding my path. This is me finding my purpose in life. And by doing so, I'm modeling my life in the image of him. But just to answer to some of the questions around my Christianity journey, I'm going there to learn. I haven't said I'm a Christian or not a Christian. I'm not an atheist. Please don't put me in whatever box that you want to put me in. Put yourself in your own box. Leave me out of it. I don't want people heavily influencing how I think. I want to still be able to use my brain. So yes, you can give me advice. Yes, you can give me guidance. I will process that. I will take that in. I will see if it works for me. What does I use? What I don't, I discard. So I hope I was very clear in that, guys. Please let me know what you guys think in your comments. I know some people might talk about religion from a point of that they colonized us and gave us the Bible and took our land. I know there's people that will unpack it from that journey. Some people will unpack it from a racial point of view. Jesus looks Arabic, but white. I get that there's so many variables to that. And I was saying, just take what you need to take, spit out what you don't need to take. If there's a space that you think I can learn a lot, whether it's traditional thinking, whether it's what's it, invite me, please. Please invite me to your spaces so I can come through and I can learn and I can grow and I can be a better version of myself. So comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Share this video far and wide so we can start these conversations. Like, subscribe, notification button, all those good things. Guys, ngiyantanda. Oh, thanks and shout out to people who have been inboxing me regarding editing and areas around that. Again, I'm still learning, still trying to figure out this camera. I don't even know if it's recording right now, but so Anyway, guys, ngiyantanda. Have yourselves a fantastic day. I'm out.